I'm Joe Holland, and this presentation will focus on how I have developed on the objectives from my initial personal development plan and what I've learned whilst doing this to help me create a new personal development plan. We'll also touch lightly on how I reached my initial personal development plan through using tools such as the graduate market and many different self-assessments that I completed, which of course then led to my personal SWOT analysis, which you can compare to the ideal candidate table I have also created. It will also include a brief look into my initial gap analysis. Briefly looking into the process of how I reached my initial personal development plan, I started by doing some research on the graduate market to help me gain some knowledge on what I would be dealing with after I finish university. The image of the graph in the top left shows the changes to the graduate vacancies at major employers from 2006 to 2021, which highlights to me that there has been a slight drop-off in recent years due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, which makes it more difficult for me when I do finish my course. The list of top 10 employer requests was also very helpful to me, as it made me realise which skills I need to prioritise improving. All of this research then allowed me to pull together a good idea of what an ideal candidate would look like for any potential employers. To try and help myself get a better image of what my current strong and weak points were, in order to try and help myself mirror the ideal candidate table, I completed numerous self-assessments. This included self-assessments such as time management grid to see where I prioritise my time, Myers-Briggs type indicator which offered me an incentive into what kind of worker I was, Belbin's team role methods which again helped me to be more specific in what kind of worker I am, which as you can see from the table in the top right is an implementer, the Johari window exercise where I compared what I thought were my main strengths with what a colleague thought were my main strengths, and also many more assessments. All these self-analysis techniques help me put together my own personal SWOT table in the bottom right, which helped me specify my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats in order to move forward in making my personal development plan. Looking into the initial gap analysis I created, it shows the current state I am in, my desired state and my action plan to get there. My current state on the whole is similar to my SWOT analysis, by which I mean it is focused on my current main strengths at the time, such as organisation, teamwork skills, hardworking and trustworthy, as well as my weaknesses, which were mainly covered in my original personal development plan below. I gave myself objectives in this development plan to improve my communication skills, specifically for interviews, to improve my IT skills in order to be more confident when I'm using Excel and spreadsheets, and to find a new job as soon as possible in order to increase the amount of work experience on my CV, and finally to increase the satisfaction of certain aspects in my life, including my fitness, work-life balance and financially. Looking at how I developed these objectives in more detail, I intended to improve my communication skills by being as vocal as I could in a group presentation we were given to do by our module tutors. I hadn't worked with this group before, and this of course took me out of my comfort zone a little, therefore being the perfect opportunity to try and improve my communication skills. I realised whilst doing this that confidence is the key for me to be more vocal within a group and that I am working with, and to have faith in any ideas that are worth putting forward. Looking back on how I performed in this group task, I now feel more confident with my communication skills, but also feel I could use these opportunities to enhance my leadership skills in the future. I also practiced some mock interview questions in my own time in order to try and give myself a competitive edge in any future job interview. I used a variety of different websites for this and found it extremely helpful in terms of how I should approach questions differently to how I previously would have done, and how to answer these questions effectively and impressively. I haven't included my second objective yet, as I haven't had any opportunities to work on my IT skills, which I'm hoping to do in the next calendar year, therefore it still remains on my personal development plan. However, my objective to find a job in order to improve my work experience on my CV has been a success, which has also helped out my financial situation as another added bonus. I managed to get a job at Kingsley Drinks, shown to the left, based in Earlham, Manchester, through my uncle, which will involve me working for a few months in their financial department, an area that I'm particularly interested in. This job offer was really important for me. I was in some desperate need of some work experience in that particular area in order to give me a higher chance of moving into that field after I graduate. It'll help me gain knowledge of how the department functions and what the day-to-day challenges in the sector are. It will also help me improve my financial situation, which is part of my fourth objective in my personal development plan, which again is a positive to show for my development over the last few months. I learnt whilst asking for this job that it's important to present myself well to the company who may potentially be employing you, and also appear confident in any approach when asking about vacant jobs that may be there. Of course, as this job isn't through a direct application process, I will still need to remain on a competitive edge when this may be the case after I graduate. However, I feel this experience will benefit me substantially. Finally, I feel that I can have a positive impact on this role due to my current skill set mentioned in my SWOT analysis, whilst also using it to improve specific weaknesses of mine, such as my IT skills and my analytical skills. My final objective in my original personal development plan was to increase the satisfaction in certain aspects of my life, which include my overall fitness, my work-life balance, and my financial situation. My first aim was to try and fix my sleeping pattern and start getting up earlier in the morning, which would in fact help me improve my work-life balance. By doing this, I learned that it was easy to get more work done in a day, and also that it helped to improve my organisation even further. To improve my fitness in general, I decided to get a gym membership at Leeds Beckett's own gym, as I felt based off my original time management table I wasn't spending enough time on sport and exercise over the week on a whole. I decided to set more time in my day aside to include going to the gym in there. I also noticed by doing this I felt much healthier and also more motivated in general, which of course has its further benefits of improving my work ethic and attitude as a whole. Of course, the final aspect of this objective was aiming to improve financially, and as I previously mentioned, this aspect should improve heavily over the coming months due to my success in getting a job at Kingsland Drinks. The table at the top of this slide shows my personal development record that I've filled in whilst trying to complete my objectives from my initial personal development plan. This looks at what I did specifically to improve each objective, why I did this, and what I learned from doing this, whilst also looking at the key dates as to when these improvements were going on and how I'm going to use these skills again in the future. The idea behind it is similar to Gibbs's reflective cycle. For example, my objective to find a job to improve my work experience on my CV. For what happened, I asked around about any potential jobs, and my uncle came back to me with an offer that suited my needs extremely well. My feelings were very positive at the time, as I felt excited to be able to get this opportunity, which will guarantee me some good work, good experience, and will also improve my financial situation. My evaluation of the situation, that was on a whole, it will be good experience for me, and it will be a chance to use and expand my skill set each day. However, the pressure would still be high for me to perform, as if I'm working in a team or an important project, for example, I cannot let anyone down and need to show off what I can do. Of course, it's difficult to answer the final couple of steps to the cycle, as I haven't actually experienced the role as of yet. However, my objective was only to get a job, and that I have been successful in. Below this table is a revised SWOT analysis of myself. As you can see, I have moved communication and interview skills from my weaknesses into my strengths. However, my interview skills are yet to be tested in a real life scenario. This is the reason I have not yet moved my leadership skills into my strengths, as I feel I need to demonstrate this skill to myself more in person. I also included this new job offer in the opportunities category, as of course this is an important role for me to take advantage of. Finally, this slide shows that my updated personal development plan for over the coming months and year. I have left my objective to improve my IT skills on this development plan. Like I've said, I haven't had the chance to improve on this skill as of yet, and I hope to do so by the time I finish my course by June 2022. The new objective I added to this plan include improving my leadership skills in order to expand my skill set even further, and this is also a vital attribute for any business managers I have, which again is a position that interests me in particular. Therefore, I feel I need to improve this before I head into the graduate market. Another objective is to stop getting distracted as easily when I'm doing work, and I've already begun to work on this one by putting any of my devices into another room when I'm doing work and setting myself goal times to have the work done by, and I'm already seeing positive results. And finally, to improve at performing presentations. This skill is becoming increasingly important in the business world, and I haven't really had the chance to practice it too much as of yet. This skill I feel I could work on improving in order to enhance my entire skill set.